Okay, Cardiff City 1, Chelsea 3. I always knew that this particular game is not going to be an easy or a straightforward game for Chelsea. And then that starting 11 that Enzo Maresca put out in this game helped fuel that belief. Imagine starting a game, a quarter-final game, and none of your starting players in the last game were able to start this game. This man fielded an entirely different 11 players from the last game. I knew he was definitely going to rotate in this game, but I didn't see him rotating an entire 11 players. It does not make sense. And that was evident in the first half performance. That first half was so shambolic. Nothing happened in that first part from a Chelsea perspective. Everybody was just playing however they like. No chances created, no attempts, nothing of note was made out of that first half performance. And if we had considered from that first half, who knows the dangers or the risk that we would have been putting ourselves in. But the good thing is, I think he noticed the lapses in the first half performance and all, which pushed him into making that early substitution, bringing in Alessandro Garnacho and Joao Pedro into the game, removing Maguire and Tyreek George. But I always knew that this type of rotations will make games difficult for us, and I'm glad he saw it today, because that first half performance was nothing to write home about. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that we got the win onto the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Alessandro Garnacho getting 2 goals today, Pedro Neto getting the other goal. Very good performance from the second half. The substitutes actually made the difference in this game, and these are the type of impacts I want my substitutes to be making. It's not like you sit down on the bench from the first half, and when you enter, it will still be as if nobody entered the game. So very good performance from Garnacho, 2 goals like I said, and all round play was actually impressive. This is the type of performance he needs for his confidence. And then Pedro Neto getting the other goal, amazing. That was a really well taken shot, and he ended up at the back of the net via that slight deflection from a Cardiff City player. But at the end of the day, the win is the most important thing, and we got it. So Enzo Maresca actually needs to, even in my preview of this game, I was lamenting about his rotation in this game. He actually needs to take time with these rotations, because we are not going to always face a team that will be as blunt as we are. We might be doing this rotation and face a team that will hurt us from the first half, even before we start having the chances or the opportunity of making substitutions and creating chances of our own later on. So that is something he actually needs to. I'm not saying he should not rotate, but rotate these players with your head. Rotate like someone that has something to lose. Don't rotate your team as if if these people does not do well, nothing will happen. At the end of the day, we'll leave the tournament. Things don't work like that. This Chelsea is a very ambitious club, and you don't just put out players like that. The moment I set my eyes on the first 11, the starting 11 for this game, I knew we were going to struggle in that first half. I was just hoping he would make early substitutions in the game, and thank God he made that early substitutions. If not, I don't know what the outcome of this game would have been. That was a very good goal from Cardiff City. I loved that goal. Beautiful crossing, beautiful header. And I also think that the lapse in concentration between the two centre backs, I think that was Malo Gusto and Tosin, actually gave that guy the opportunity to go in between them and finish that header. Because on a normal day, for people who are defending properly, that guy was not supposed to go in between two defenders without one of the defenders giving him attention. But they just let him run in between them and finish off the ball with a beautiful header. I always talk about the lapse in concentration whenever we have Tosin in our centre back position. It usually feels like he somehow influences the next person playing next to him. I don't want to make this video about criticism or talking about Tosin or anybody that I feel like he did not do well. But the important thing for me is that we got this win. The semi-final is there, and at the end of the day, Moses Caicedo has been able to play a game. He's well rested now, and he got this game. So on to the next game against Newcastle on Saturday. Reece James did not play this game, Malo Gusto started from the bench. Pedro Neto started from the bench. Sanchez did not play this game. Wesley Fofana did not play. Marco Corella did not play. So all these players I just mentioned now have at least gotten rest for this midweek, and they will be coming up for the Newcastle match over the weekend fresh, fit. Even Kopama will also be available because he was actually mentioned among the absentees for this game. So the Newcastle game is the next one for us, which we will be looking forward to getting all the 3 points, especially with all our men players absent from this game, fit, available for the next game, and ready to go. And Alessandro Garnacho's brace today will actually be of good to him heading into that Newcastle game, because I feel like this is the type of confidence booster that he needs. Getting 2 goals today, I believe he's going to be starting that game against Newcastle, and that is another opportunity for him to keep this form going. Tyreek George did not really do much in this game today in that first half. Generally, the first half performance was nonsense. So everybody in that first half did nothing. Tyreek George was not in the game. What's his name? Jamie Gittins was not really in the game. He was just running up and down without creating anything useful in the first half. Facundo Bonanote was not in the game at all. He was just all over the place, but nothing impactful. Magui was also not in the game. He was just running up and down, nothing impactful. And it is evident in the type of people they have. These guys, a lot of them has not even played games for Chelsea in a while, and bringing them all of a sudden to start from the beginning without the fit and available players who has been playing a while around them did not really make sense. I knew they were going to struggle, and I'm not going to put 100% of the blame on them. So but it's also a good thing that they had a little bit run of play today before they were substituted, and then the regular players who came on and finished off the game for us. So no complaints. The situation for now is good for us. We have used the opportunity to rest the important players, and we'll be expecting a positive result against Newcastle. So that is it. Let me know what you have to say about this game today. You can drop your reactions in the comment section. Let me know what you have to say. And thank you very much. If you know you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please kindly subscribe, drop a comment, like the video, also share to your friends. And thank you very much. I will see you soon.